Welcome to the Machine Room Podcast. That's right. Your eyes and or ears do not deceive you. We are back. We are back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you everybody for joining us. Whether you're joining us here live on the stream or you're joining us from your comfortable toilet and just listening to us through your earbuds.
It's a rowdy crowd.
Right? That's how we do it here.
Yep.
People get hyped. I don't even know if anybody heard us right there. People get hyped. You get hyped in the machine room.
Exactly.
That's probably my most used sound of all time.
The air horn.
It just always works.
It
no
works with
matter
everything.
what. It works for anything. Someone falls down. Oh, another one. No, but that one, that one is more like I could go like Oh, look like you got hurt. It's too bad. But welcome back to the Machine Room Podcast. I'm your host Nostradamus, and of course, not the only host. You also have Hammer of Venus. Am I pointing the right way? Nope, I'm pointing the wrong way. Pointing right over here. Sorry, it's always left or right.
No.
Episode 69 is not episode 69 actually. This is episode 70. The last episode was 69. It's always when we put this thing up, it always has the episode before for some reason. But hey, if you want it to be episode 69 2.0, that's actually episode 70. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever floats your boat. Venus, Rachel, how you been?
Good.
It's been a good minute. My apologies, everybody. I was on vacation, so I was just like away from the whole world, just doing me.
And your
As
fiance.
as you should. Sometimes you gotta be doing you. And I did things. I didn't go anywhere. I wanted to go somewhere, but instead, being away from work is great, regardless. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to do things. We got to go on an architecture tour. So we got on a boat, went around the Chicago River, and had some lady tell us about the buildings and the architecture and who was behind it and blah blah and this and that, and it was real cool. And then I finally got to go to the Sears Tower.
Oh shit.
Never been there, yeah.
And
Got
you
to go
only
all
live there.
I lived here all my life, and never been up there. And it's like 102nd floor.
Ooh, God no.
Yep, that's the highest I ever been. Well, granted, I've been on a plane, but you know what I mean when it comes to the building. And it's a beautiful sight looking all out there. So that was cool. And I saw dinosaurs. Yo, I went to the freaking Brookfield Zoo and they have this dinosaur thing going on. So they have dinosaurs planted everywhere around the zoo.
That's
Big,
awesome.
big animatronic dinosaurs. So I was fucking and like, forget this freaking lion and this polar bear here that are actual alive. I'm freaking out for these two T-Rexes animatronics over here about to face off each other, and this fucking other velociraptor over here and all these other damn I was going crazy for the dinosaurs, the dead creatures that are not alive but look cool as hell. That's the kind of zoo I want to go to.
That's our interpretation of what they look like.
Mhm. Mhm. That's true. Cause I was like, they do have some that were like these. They look like birds. They're very
Yeah.
feathery and shit like that. And it was like, this is what they say they look like. And I was like, yeah, that's what it is. I had a conversation. It was like, we don't know if they sounded like this or they look like
Oh,
that or just like.
that's what's funny about Jurassic Park is those are all interpretations.
Mhm.
And they even explain it in Jurassic World where the way that they created them, like from frog DNA, they're not actual dinosaurs. They're like hybrids,
Mhm.
and the fact that they don't have feathers and all that. And the reason we know that is because we found fossils that have imprints of feathers around the body.
You think they did all that just so they could cover their tracks?
Of course.
From over the years, like, yeah, they're probably not like this. They're probably not like this. But that's our image of what it is, because
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, we all grew up on that. And, you know, it makes you think of those comedy sketches where you got like it's way in the future and there's either people on Earth or alien beings and they'll have, I don't know, say it's just this freaking PlayStation controller, but they'll take it and they'll interpret it as like, yes, the human beings will take this and they would use it to make phone calls. So, you know,
Exactly.
like they don't really know, they're just assuming of what it might be. And those skits like that or anything on of that sort is very funny because how do we're just interpreting what it could be. What if hieroglyphics that we see are being interpreted one way, but the real story is just this is just some story this guy saw his neighbor bust his shit and thought it was funny, so he put it on the wall to make fun of him or something, you know?
What if that was like Egyptian graffiti and it's just like someone's gang name? Say, we rep these cats. That's our gang. The house cats.
That's even funnier if it was just all if it was all Egyptian graffiti. Spendog, thank you for coming by for a little bit. And yeah, totally catch us on the video on demand. Spendog is a great one, man. He gives us all the love and he's always there showing the new Sony Shiba emotes I made.
Oh
RIP
shit.
to the
Sonny
legend
Chiba.
Sony Chiba,
The
which
badass.
you know, I knew of him. I knew, of course, even when he came out in Kill Bill, I knew of him. I knew of his legacy and that he is the Street Fighter, you know, famous for that.
You didn't know
Um,
about him from True Romance?
no, because I don't remember True Romance that much. And I every time we mention it, or every time it's mentioned, I'm like, I need to watch True Romance again.
Mm-hmm.
And I still fucking stop. But I seen the clip where he mentions like, yeah, you know, this is a kung fu martial arts Street Fighter trilogy. And he's like, you want to take me to go see a martial arts movie? Three of them.
Three of them. Yep.
I don't know what's wrong with her, man. I would have gone.
Especially if someone else paid. That's
Yeah,
even more incentive to go.
and
Fuck yeah,
especially
I'll
if it's
go.
Christian Slater.
Yep.
We know there's several guys man crush. Christian Slater's one of them. Christian Slater can tell me anything. I'll be like, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm going with you. I'm going with you. Right. And in that movie, that lady is the one that was the mom in the Crow. So she's always gonna be that
Yep.
fucking mom from the Crow.
Always. She
Always.
was in like I think she was in the first Bad Boys movie too, and I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah, yeah. She was
it's the
also,
mom from The Crow.
and she was also fucking grimy in that movie too. It's like, damn, bitch,
Mm-hmm.
you just in movies doing people dirty.
Dirty bitch.
And she was in that movie True Romance. Did what? Christian Slater dirty. Didn't go to the movies with him.
Nope.
Why
Hating
didn't
on
he
his
go to
ass
the movie?
because he loved Elvis. Now I want to watch True Romance too.
I I've been meaning to like for the longest. I've been meaning to watch a lot of movies. Did you watch Suicide Squad though?
I did. I went to the theater and watched it.
Was it not fucking amazing?
It was fucking epic. Like, I don't think it had the heart from the first one, but it was still really epic.
It was. It was. It went all out from the beginning. It went all
Mm-hmm.
out. That shit was. It was comical. It was fucking sad though. But I'm trying to talk without fucking spoiling shit. But
My question is, why did they have to do the weasel dirty like that? He didn't deserve all that.
did you see the after credits though?
Yeah. His ass
So
got out.
Weasel's good.
He's good. They left him there. They're like, oh, he's
Weasel's
dead.
good.
Let's go.
He's gonna go fucking kill some kids or some shit, right? That's what he does. Eat kids or
Yeah.
whatever.
Dirty bastard.
Like, why did anybody check to see if the weasel knew how to swim? I thought it was very, I thought it was really cool, very funny and bogus. But it seemed like it'll be the thing where they're betting on who will survive.
Mhm.
You know, like of course they will be betting on who will survive all that. Uh,
I love that hallway scene with Harley Quinn, where instead of blood, it's flowers.
yeah,
That was so like mesmerizing. Like I wanted to just watch more of that.
it was visually stunning, right? The whole movie was
Mhm.
visually stunning. I like the
Absolutely beautiful.
I like the each chapter how he got creative with
Mhm.
the title. He got creative with the title. It was funny as hell, very funny, which is
Yep.
something I expected because the excitement of James Gunn doing it was, oh, this guy took a group of just like characters no one knew of in the Marvel
Mhm.
universe with the Guardians of the Galaxy and made us like fall in love with them. The great interaction, you know,
Mhm.
he knows how to do characters, especially odd characters, and make them very entertaining. So when it comes to Suicide Squad, and saw that he had like Polka Dot Man, you know, and King Shark and such, you're like, okay, this is gonna be very freaking interesting. I know I'm gonna love it. Peacemaker, I never even knew of a Peacemaker before John Cena
Mhm.
came into there, and they were very funny when they went into that camp to get Rick Flag, and they're just like massacring
Oh,
everybody along the
fucking
way.
murdering everybody, and then they're cool with them. Like, oh, my bad.
It was like, why didn't my people alarm you? We didn't see anybody coming in here. No. The movie was hilarious, man. It was real cool, and to end it off with a big battle against Starro, it was. It also reminds me of the show The Legends of Tomorrow, and the reason why I love The
Mhm.
Legends of Tomorrow is because it's such a wild cast of characters and all these zany fucking situations and zany
Mhm.
episodes, but it works so well because it's so entertaining and kind of fun in the sense of that's how comic books are. You know, they're
Yeah.
zany and kooky and shit like that. So this Suicide Squad movie was on that kind of sort where the first one is great, it's good, and we fucking want to see this air cut because apparently it's
Oh
like
my god, yes.
the definitive edition. But it was really grounded on that like realism still kind of shit. While this one here was more like had more fun and went more on the comic book route.
Mhm.
Not to like put off the first one, but it's just a different spectrum, and it's kind of like if anything, this movie can show like, oh, we can have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was still like very, very dark. I mean, people were getting murdered.
Oh yeah, the gruesomeness of the movie was way more than the first one. I mean,
Yeah,
they were like the dude at the beginning, his face got blown off. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe they
yeah,
showed
right.
that.
But it works because it's comical, I guess.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of in the sense of Tarantino's Kill Bill, and his argument was like, people say, "Oh, this is too graphic" and blah blah, and he was like, "But it's funny. You cut
Yeah.
someone's arm off and it's just blood everywhere. You know, like,
It's totally fake too.
yeah, it's totally fake.
That's
It's
what makes them
comical."
funny.
I loved it. I actually tried to watch it again, but I was just watching it in like little parts. But I actually trying to watch it again. I love the movie. It was very funny, and I'm happy to always see a DC movie always going. That's one of the things, like, you know, something that stands out from the rest. That's
Mhm.
why you would enjoy like Wonder Woman that did it. And Shazam was fucking
Oh my
fantastic
god,
too.
yes.
Aquaman, you didn't think it'll work, and it fucking
Oh
worked.
my god, it's genius.
Yeah. So when you take each thing and then you make it its own and expand that kind of stuff and have its own style, then that's good. That's why the Marvel movies work because each one is their own kind of like brand and style and stuff like that, but they all
Mhm.
fit in together. You know, you watching Ant Man is different from watching like Captain America, or now Thor got saved by Ragnarok because of Taika Waititi, and Taika Waititi was in the movie Free Guy starring Ronnie
Mhm.
Reynolds, and that movie is fucking hilarious.
I need to see that too. I heard it's really good.
Yeah, that movie was really, really, really good. It was hilarious, man. I highly recommend seeing Free Guy. That's like,
I
especially if you're a gamer, you get like all that. But they had great cameos as well. You can't do wrong with Senor Reynolds.
no.
It had heart too. It's like this guy like is good with putting like heart in his stories. Like Deadpool.
Yep.
Deadpool is a like a love story, and the first one love story, second one family, but it's in there. It has heart
Yeah.
surrounded in this crazy kooky R-rated kind of shit. So this Free Guy is the same thing. It has a lot of heart and love story and all that shit, and it just works inside this GTA like movie. GTA mixed with Fortnite kind of movie, but everything else. It's real good, and I highly recommend it. These days movies come out and they're like a month later they're on demand.
Oh yeah, they don't even wait anymore.
Mm-mm.
Or you got the ones like Suicide Squad that came out in theater and demand at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So they're giving people the option. Like I always thought that they should have like the DVD and Blu-rays come out the same day as the theater release, because it would be cool if you saw the movie and then at the theater they had it right there with the
There was
soundtrack
talks
too.
about that. There was talks
That would
about
be
that like
amazing.
long time ago as well, when it was all the on-demand kind of discussion, movies in theater and on-demand. There was like one day we're hoping to have movies that you could buy after you watch it and stuff, which is
Oh
good.
yeah, because there's movies like totally like the Suicide Squad, stuff like that. Like when you leave the theater, I wish I could just grab a copy of it right then and there
Hmm.
because you want to rewatch it over and over again. Like the original Suicide Squad, that's like my go-to movie if I'm bored.
There's always that risk of pirating. If
Yeah,
you got a Blu-ray right there, then people are just gonna pirate, and then there's people, regardless, they're like, "Fuck that! I'm just gonna watch it for free." Not caring about supporting or what or anything. It's just how it is. So I don't know if that's something that could happen, but because of the pandemic, stuff has changed, and especially movie releases now. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I don't know if coming next year we'll still have movies come out and then like 30 days later, well, 45 days, they say 45 days later it's gonna
hmm,
be like on Blu-ray or on demand or whatever. I love it. I love it to death. Like, I wanted to see Snake Eyes, and Snake Eyes is already on demand.
yeah, I want to see
So
that too.
I wait a little bit more, I could get the fucking Blu-ray. And it's nothing against like me going to the movies. I mean, I wanted to go to the movies, but stuff happens. You know,
Yeah,
the time doesn't come out. Free Guy, I got to go because I was on vacation, and it was like, all right, let's go see fucking Free Guy. Um, the next thing I'm gonna go to the movies for sure because it's gonna be movies only is that Shang-Chi movie,
that looks epic.
right? I'm
Yeah,
hyped for that. I'm really hyped for that, and I'm excited to see. That's why I love it's something new. Like I said, like that the James Gunn Suicide Squad was like a new, fresh kind of take on something, and this is like something completely new, a new character, a new story. And it's gonna be the Marvel kind of kung fu kind of stuff, and it looks like it has that classic kung fu shit. Cause, and truth, kung fu should come back. I'm just saying, it should. You know?
I don't think it ever went anywhere. I mean, you've got movies like The Matrix and John Wick, and
Yeah,
uh,
those are the movies that secretly put it in there to get people's attention. Like, because it's not like those kind of movies are not uh hits in the theater. People don't go
yeah,
to that. But John Wick made it work because I guess the star power and also the story, at least the first
hmm,
one about a dog. I don't know if the other ones will capture the it's the female market, like that
yeah.
True Romance clip. They don't want to go see a freaking Street Fighter trilogy at the movie theater, you know. That's hard to sell. But fellas, if you find yourself a girl who loves watching martial arts movies, keep that one.
Keeper.
Yeah,
No,
keep that one. That could
that's
do.
a
You
keeper.
know, majority won't want to go see a martial arts movie, but majority would want to watch anime with you that involves martial arts.
That's true.
What's going on there? Hmm? Like cartoons more? Like cartoons more? I'm just saying, watch some old Shaw
Can't hear you.
Brothers with a brother. Oh, I hear that. I hear. That's how I drink water.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me because of the water.
Right, there you are.
Is it? Is it the water in the background? That's why you couldn't hear me.
Ye- Probably. She drinks really loud.
It drinks loud. We're
Loud.
fostering a kitty over there, and this kitty is very quiet, very calm, mature for his age, and he drinks water bougie as fuck. I'm saying he goes up to the water bowl, dips his paw in it like, and then just fucking drinks it off of his paw.
Oh my god.
Dips hand, drinks it off of his paw. So bougie.
It's the most bougiest thing ever.
The bougiest thing. That cat is too much. I'm like, okay, dog. I see. You don't. You're too good to dip your head in there and just lick the water out.
See, we think shit like that's funny now, but in like 1,000 years when cats are like humanoid and we're like a slave race, it's not gonna be funny anymore. Because
When they take over.
they're already growing thumbs and they can like pick up stuff and they have, you know, problem solving skills and they're way too smart.
They are kind of smart. This one took my hand was away, and this one went to my hand. It was like, come over here, come over here, come over here. And then I went to him and I started petting him. It was like, all right, cool. I'm like, oh, that's all you wanted? And I put my hand away, and he's like, no, man, come here, come here.
They're hella smart.
They are. So are dogs.
Yeah,
So are dogs.
not as
You
much as
like
cats, but they're smart.
you like dogs? I like dogs.
Digs. You like digs.
No, but this one is cute. Cute little fucker. Cute little bugger. A cute
Send them
little
here.
bugger. Cute little bugger. If you follow my Instagram, you probably see pictures of the freaking kitty, because that's all I
I
do.
do.
Kitty pictures. Kitty pictures are
In
there. You know what
videos.
wasn't? You know what wasn't cute today? And this is where it goes to that freaking conversation that we almost had right there. Because you told me you saw Gamora?
Camera.
Gamera. I was fucking naming homegirl from Guardians. Gamera t-shirts, right?
Yeah, this one. That I
Today,
made.
I did my first day. Oh, look at the t-shirt. Go, tell them where to get it. Tell them where to get it.
It's at Geekgasms on T spread. What is it?
T Public, no?
T Public. There it is.
There you go.
Geekgasms at T Public.
Go get yourself a Gamora.
Gamera.
Gamera t-shirt from Hammer of Venus. She make t-shirts, y'all. She made us a new t-shirt too at My Way Entertainment. Limited time.
I did.
Juggernauts on it. Fuck is you doing? Go over there. But today I did my first day at work. LP went to the new company as well. You know, he went there first, and then I followed.
Oh wow. Of
Um,
course. You guys
he
do
went there.
everything
He went
together.
there first because he did his fucking 2 weeks first. We were gonna go at the same time, but he did his first, and I just waited. Like, I was gonna be nice and be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna have my last week of my vacation." I should have. They thought I was
Yeah.
on vacation. I mean, no, they thought I was done. When I came back from vacation, they were like, "Are you with us or not?" I was like, "Motherfucker!" In my letter, I said the 19th. This is that company. Okay, not my company anymore. This is that company. They thought I was done. And they were like, we heard the 16th. Because I probably told the HR lady, it's like, yeah, I think around the 16th as a mistake, right?
Right.
So she just said that to the other management, and they went by that. She never took this Fucking, I did a resignation letter and everything. She never shared that with anybody. Clearly, they didn't read any of that. So when they came to me and they were like, "Oh, I thought you were gone. Are you with us?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm with you until the 19th, motherfuckers." What the hell? I'm telling you, hectic. Anyways, so we're at the new job today, and LP just stops me. He stops me, and then he's like, "Hold on, don't move, don't move." And then he just slaps my chest. And I thought he was just like fucking around, giving me like the Ric Flair, like the
Mm-hmm.
woo, which surprised me because I was like, he never do no wrestling kind of stuff like that. But he stopped me. He's like, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then he does it again, blah. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look down, and there's this big stupid moth on my chest. Man, it looked like Mothra, this big stupid moth. And he's like, oh shit. I'm like, ah. So he was there just trying to fucking whack this thing and kill it. But when he did the first whack and nothing happened, he panicked and whacked again. He's like whacking the shit on my chest. And I'm finally like, what's going on? I see that. Like, I don't even know how. He must have been like at least closer to my neck because I saw nothing. And once I looked down, that motherfucker was like, I was like, ah.
Oh shit.
So clearly, if anybody was like looking from us at far, they just saw homeboy whacking me in the chest twice, and then both of us panicking and running off. So that's my story of how I fought Mothra today.
It's your Mothra story. Put it on your tombstone. Which
Fought a
funny, by the
moth.
way, I used to Ric Flair slap people like that at Best Buy all the time.
Yeah, that's good. That's
All
good
the
shit. That's how
time.
you should do it.
People used to walk around like this because they were afraid I was gonna chest slap them.
You just grab them, turn around. Woo!
Woo! That, or if they were holding anything in their hands, I would slap it out of their hands.
Damn, you were a bully.
I was a bully.
You was a bully, a bona fide bully. That's messed up, yo.
I remember my supervisor, he had this big handful of these brochures that he was going to hand out during this team meeting we were having, like a store meeting. And I just
Ooh.
walked over and went slap. And they all
Damn.
fucking flew all over the floor. He goes, "You're going to help me pick those up." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And I walked out.
Damn. You gonna pick them up, nerd? That's what you should have said.
Yeah.
Walked off.
Nerd.
You had to at least have like a couple other people with you and have a varsity
Right?
coat.
A leather jacket.
Yeah, something like that. Huh, nerd? Huh, you piece of shit, little dork. Fucking asshole. And then when they get you in secret, you're very touchy though, and you're just being a bully because you're hiding your true feelings and whatnot.
Exactly. That's the story of me.
Exactly.
I wanted to be sensitive and cry, but I just slapped everybody.
Like Gross Point Blank.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had
You
that
wrote a
poem. You just
poem. You're gonna
just get
read a
to that
poem right now.
for a while. For a while. That was beautiful.
I love that movie.
Why wasn't there a
Why do
sequel?
why do we always talk about that movie?
Because Gross Point Blank is a fucking gem.
It's too good. Like, why did that movie not get a sequel?
I don't know. I don't know why John Cusack didn't go back to that. It
I still think
was
that would make a great prequel TV series.
right. Imagine they did a TV series. We'll be like, but that's not John Cusack.
Yes, true. But if they did it in the 80s and all that, it'd be pretty cool.
You gotta, you gotta. For some reason, every time I think Gross Point Blank, I think of that song. When they're down in the fucking in the gym.
Just killing that dude, the pen.
Yes. What's his name? Benny Urquidez.
Mm-hmm.
Benny Urquidez. There's that one guy who's like, damn, he looked kind of funny. But I've seen fight. There's three. I think it's three. It's either two or three Jackie Chan movies where it's Jackie Chan versus Benny Urquidez is probably like the best cinematic martial art fights ever depicted.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, between those two. And the story is that they really like went off on each other. Like they didn't hold back. So those punches and those kicks like really
Hmm.
connected. Because they wanted it to be as real as possible.
Is it better than Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris?
I mean, nothing's better than the two icons going at it,
That's
boy.
the fight right there.
Nothing's better than two icons going at it, ref by a kitty.
Hmm.
That cat ref the shit out of that match.
That match was the shit.
That's iconic right there. But it's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. I know one of them is Dragons Forever. Another one's Wheels on Meals. There's probably the only two I can think of. I'm not sure if they did it again, but those two really. If you're listening or you're here, definitely go to YouTube and look up Ben Urquidez versus Jackie Chan, and trust me, you won't be disappointed. It's one of the best cinematic freaking martial art fights I've ever seen in my life,
Besides John Wick.
besides John Wick, which is giving us. Oh, speaking of us, speaking of John Wick, rest in peace to Sony Chiba,
Yep.
the the legend. I've seen a video where Keanu was doing promotion tour for the first John Wick, and it was in Japan. And he was talking about how like yeah he looked up to Sony Chiba, he loved his movies, and then they had Sony Chiba show up, and
Oh
Keanu
shit.
yeah, Keanu, of course, he like geeked out. He was like, "Oh, snap!" He had Sony Chiba there interviewing him instead, and he'll talk about how Sony Chiba movies were always great, and he looked up to it, and after I watched the Street Fighter, finally, it's crazy because
He,
I watched the Street Fighter, and then 2 days later he passed away.
oh wow.
Talk about timing, right?
That's fucked up.
So that's like I just watched his movie finally, and the guy passed away, and now I'm like on this like I was gonna do it anyways. It's crazy because I was gonna do it anyways. I was like I'm
Hmm.
gonna watch Sony Chiba movies now because I know he has a whole bunch, and I'm just intrigued, and I just became a fan of this. And then he passed away, and it's like no, now I have to,
Hmm.
like to honor his legacy and whatnot. I have to watch more of these. So I did watch his entire the Street Fighter trilogy, and there was these fights, especially at the end of the first one, where it's like on a boat and it's raining like crazy. And as I watched it, and knowing that Keanu was a big fan, I wonder like, did he base that fight against him and that dude at the end of the first John Wick
Hmm.
inspired by this fight at the end of the Street Fighter? You know,
I could see that.
right?
Or at the end of Matrix
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely
Revolution.
that. Definitely that. That was real rain right there. Every time there's a
Yeah.
big fucking thunderstorm, like Neo and Smith are out there fighting somewhere.
I always call it Matrix Rain.
Matrix. There was also something else that was in that movie that clearly inspired Mortal Kombat. Is that that X-ray kind of shit where they get punched and then it's like X-ray
Hmm.
vision. Yeah, that was like in the Street Fighter movie.
Oh, nice.
Straight up. It was just one shot, and he just like hits someone in the head, and then it goes like to X-ray, and then next thing you know goes back, and the guy's like bleeding, like paint. You know how it is, just red crazy paint, like
Yeah,
and then just dies, and you're just left like damn.
exactly.
Speaking of this, and we talked about Bruce Lee. If Bruce Lee was still around, he would have had like a Bruce Lee versus Bruce Lee kind of movie, because
Oh, yeah.
every action star has their like going against movie. I don't know if Chuck Norris did. Did Chuck Norris ever have a go against himself movie? I don't
I
think so,
don't
right?
think so. Lone Wolf McRae, he was kind of his, you know, I don't know.
Even the Undertaker went against himself. You had Jet Li, you had Jackie Chan,
Hmm.
you had John Claude, you had Arnold Schwarzenegger. But why didn't Steven Seagal go against himself?
I think he's too fat now.
You think they would? They wouldn't understand each other.
No.
They
Why
talk.
am I talking like this?
Wait,
I don't know.
what did you say? You're gonna have to speak up.
I can't understand you when you're talking.
There was a time period I was about to hit like a Steven Seagal freaking marathon. I was about to watch all his dumbass movies just to get a good laugh.
Some of them are good, like Hard to Kill. That's my favorite Steven Seagal movie because he's like in a coma for like 7 years and then wakes up and then gets like mad revenge on everybody.
Right? That's back when he was like the shit.
Hell yeah, when he was skinny and had a ponytail and
That don't
could
make sense.
fight.
Like, I don't want to like diss people who get big when they get older. But you look at these other cinematic legends. Arnold didn't let himself go. Sylvester didn't let himself go. Jean-Claude Van Damme is still cut to death and looking
Mm-hmm.
good.
Look at Jason David Frank.
Jason David Frank. Yes, and most of all those fucking Power Rangers are still in good fucking shape and
Mm-hmm.
looking good. So why did Steven Seagal not do that?
He just did not stay with it. I think it's all that Louisiana food. So they've got some good ass food there. I'm gonna eat myself stupid.
It's like he just gave up. It's like he just gave up. I even saw. Well, no. I even see like the people who did the motion capture for the Mortal Kombat game,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the main ones is from here in Chicago, and he has a school. Goddamn, what's his name? Michael Pacina, I think. Michael Pacina. He did. I,
Who's that?
forgive me if I'm saying the wrong name. Uh, he did the motion capture for. No, I think that's not his name. Fuck, man. Motion capture for like Johnny Cage and
Oh,
Scorpion. I'm talking about like the video game itself.
the original?
Yeah,
Yeah. They do like Comic Cons and stuff now.
yeah, they do. God damn it! If only I could get the name, cause I don't wanna murder his name. But he's Mexican American. He's Carlos Pesina. Sorry, right? Is it Carlos Pesina? I don't wanna murder his name. Yeah, no, no. Yes, that don't look like him though. Well, anyways, Daniel Pesina. There you go. Daniel Pesina. I guess his other brother. So this guy, right? He was Johnny Cage and Reptile, Smoke, New Side by Sub Zero, Scorpion. He was all these characters from here in Chicago, and he still has a school here, blah blah. And he got older, and he's not as thin and built, but he's not fucking like Steven Seagal big. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he's average. He's good. He's still in good shape, and he'll beat your ass. You know. I'm not saying that Steven Seagal won't beat my ass because I don't even want to challenge that. All right. I'm not gonna be that one guy who's like, yeah, this asshole thought that he could go toe to toe with Steven Seagal, make fun of his weight, and next you know, his arm was broken into 15 different places.
He could probably choke you out and like with his finger.
He probably could. Like, he's a big guy, so that's a lot of fucking like. That's probably not all meat. That's probably some muscle there too. Like, I
Yeah.
don't even want to. I don't want to try it. You know, the guy has an ego that's like to the moon.
Yep.
So if anything, I would be like, "Hey, what up, fat ass?" He's like, "What you call me?" They put me into a ball like they did into Michael Jordan and
Yeah.
Space Jam and shit, and just shoot me into a hoop. And then we find out that Steven Seagal can actually ball.
Like Prince.
Hey Prince, give me a Space Jam where Steven Seagal has to help the fucking Looney Tunes win a game.
Who are all these cartoons?
Not even win a game. You know there was talks about doing other Space Jams, but it was just like another kind of sport. So there's this one rumor that they want to do it with The Rock, and it involves wrestling.
That would be cool. Or they
That
could
kind
do
of sense.
Terry Crews in football.
Oh, Terry
That would
Crews
be
and
epic.
anything is freaking. That guy is
He's a
gold.
national treasure.
Yeah, I don't like when people started like attacking him for shit for his
Why?
like, cause he had opinions and they would call him like Uncle Tom kind of shit, you know?
Oh, that's so stupid.
Yeah, I'm like,
He
come on, man, leave Terry
even
Crews
showed up
alone.
in Lego Masters.
He did.
Yeah, on an episode.
You know, I never checked that show out, and we got into Legos like hardcore for a
Oh,
good
it's
while.
so good.
I know she said she watched it. And she was like, it's all right, but I guess maybe because like you wanna be doing the Legos instead of watching other
Yeah,
people do Legos.
you definitely want to build like, especially like in the second season when they have like almost twice as much.
Yeah,
Like you can build like literally anything.
I should check it out, man. I
It's
should check
really
it out
good.
because
It's got Will Arnett, so it's not wrong.
oh, Batman.
Yeah, and he does
That's
the Batman
Batman.
voice on there too.
Yeah, he gotta. I love Legos Batman when he's throwing that shit like boop, 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 psh, first try. He's funny. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's pretty good on the show.
I gotta check it out. I never checked that out. With so many other stuff to watch. Every week is something new. Oh, Andrew Dice Clay, Andrew Dice Rachel. Oh, you should watch Legos.
I can't do that. Oh, oh.
There you go. There you go. You're good. Oh, that just looked like you dropped something. Oh, drop your cigarette. Oh,
Drop my dog. Oh.
oh. I'm sorry. My bad. So yeah, I got out of that old job, thank God, and into this new one. That the first day seems good,
That's already
and
better.
it's already better. Less stress. Everybody is people I used to work with, and they're good workers. So that was like reuniting with my work family. Things went smoothly, and there's not chaos everywhere. And the thing is that I still see the other company, and I saw them doing their flights, and I still see chaos. And then I saw the flight that I do in the afternoons, and I was just seeing who was on there, and I was like, oh shit, they got this person and that person. It's like outside people who are here to help around, and they had them just all doing the flight, and they were like super delayed, which is super bad.
Oh no.
And I was just thinking, I got out the right fucking time, you know? Because that could have been me over there having to deal with all that bullshit.
What happened to Cannon Club?
Kenny Club got his arm messed up.
Oh no. How?
He apparently, and this happened when I was gone. This happened when I was gone the week Rocio was ill with the ear
Mm-hmm.
infection. So I didn't show up to work. And then next thing you know, this guy told me, yeah, I he said I broke my arm, my elbow, but he didn't break his elbow, but he fucked it up somehow. He fell off a cargo truck and busted his shit, and he's been out
Oh
since.
wow.
And I it's messed up because I told him I was like, this is what you get for doing something. Because it's true, he would do he would do risky shit. You know, he'll be in positions as like, Kenny, don't do that because you're gonna fucking get hurt. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure he was in one position where he shouldn't have been on the loader, and the loader operator, and I found out who it is, and he could have been. I mean, he's not someone that I would trust myself on there, you know, because he doesn't have years of experience, whatever. This guy like think he's the shit. So I'm sure he hit him and knocked them off of there. It's not to say that that shit won't happen because I've done it before too. Like I almost injured a truck driver and kind of knocked him off the loader, but it wasn't at a high. It wasn't too high. It was accidental like crazy, and I apologized, and he was fine. But that's the kind of stuff that you learn. You're like, okay, you don't do anything until you know it's because safety really matters over there. You know,
Oh yeah.
I'll act like I'll make it seem and act like I'm just doing whatever, but I'm not. I'm being safe 100%. You
Mhm.
know, and that matters to me because I don't want to be the guy who ends up injuring someone or even worse, killing somebody. You know, because
Mhm.
I could potentially kill someone. Say I bring up the loader, which is the device to get the cargo and all the everything else on it, and fucking run it into the plane. Say I bring that up, and I bring that down while there's someone still under there. I'm squishing their whole body. You know what I'm saying?
Just like the Terminator.
Yes. So unless the Terminator's down there and I gotta stop him from trying to kill me or Sarah Connor, then I'll do that. Other than that, I don't want to do that to somebody, and that's gonna be on my conscience forever.
Right.
I do not want to kill somebody. So yeah, he was just not in the spot that he was supposed to be in. Got injured from it, and but I mean he's good. He's hitting me up and shit. He even told me when I went to the AEW on Fridays, like, get me a shirt. And I'm like, Kenny, give me a shirt and I'll pay you back. And I was like, damn, Kenny, look, I could just go to the store here in Chicago. It's like we got the store. No other place in the world has this store, and we have the store of the central hub of all wrestling T-shirts outside of WWE, but the central hub of where all the T-shirts. I could just go to the store and get you one, kid, because I didn't want to wait in line for a T-shirt. But guess what I did? I waited in line for a T-shirt. But you know what? It's a T-shirt I wanted. Damn it! It was
That's what
limited.
matters.
Yeah, it was limited. It was just there, and it says that I was there with the date and all that shit. So I was not gonna pass up on that.
And you got video.
And I got video. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, I went to AEW Rampage that was here at the United Center in Chicago, which was the main. Besides the fact of this possible like return of one of the top wrestlers of the last fucking decade, besides the possible return of that, it was just the fact that it was at the United Center, which to me, I love the United Center. I mean, I don't go there for sports. I wish I did, not that I'm a sport guy, but just, the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would love to go to a Blackhawks game there. I would love to go to a Bulls game there, just the experience. But it's just that the United Center is so well done that the way it's the way it's made, nobody is blocking your vision.
Mhm.
So the people in the front of you are not sitting and blocking your vision at all compared to the other uh, area up north, the Allstate Arena, which mostly where the WWE holds their events. If someone is sitting in front of me, they're blocking my vision, and I gotta like maneuver around. So I guess the seating are not as low as the United Center seatings, where it's literally built so no one blocks your vision, so you just see everything. Ooh shit!
Oh shit.
And everybody just saw that who's here live. Freaking a little
Your
light,
YouTube lamp.
and yeah, I whacked the shit out of it and it fell. Nothing. This is live, people. Fuck it. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Wait, I forgot. I actually have that. Where the hell is it?
Anything can
We'll do
happen.
it live. Fuck it.
There you go. Do it live. Fuck it. But yeah, I like it there better. It's closer and it's a better thing. So I thought that would be perfect. Let's go there, guys. Let's have fun. And we're lucky this guy actually shows up and it's not just all just tugging us and getting our hopes up. And he did, and I lost my mind. It was the greatest night in a long time. We got free ice cream bars on the way out.
Mhm.
We grabbed two because we were waiting in line. So I went out there and got some ice cream bars. Went back in line for the T-shirt. Got the T-shirt. Got lucky enough to get the T-shirt. They were almost sold out by the time we got to them. And then when we headed out, they still had boxes and boxes more of the ice cream bars. So we got another one. And then it turns out that the ice cream bars are actually made somewhere close by. There's
Mhm.
this ice cream shop here called Pretty Cool, and they've been blowing up since like they started like maybe 2 to 3 years ago, and they just focus on ice cream bars, and they do a lot of creative ice cream bars, and they all taste very very good. Like no shit. Like if this should be one of those like hot spots when visiting like Chicago. And then it turns out that they're the ones who did this. So then you also feel this kind of like, yo, this guy is cool because he didn't just go to anybody. He went to a local shop that him and his wife probably thought like, yo, we really love your ice cream bars. Would you be willing to make this much for us at this event? And then you got to think about this little spot that I'm pretty sure don't have like a big roster of employees,
Right.
you know? So then you're like, what the fuck? Like, I thought about that. How did they do this? How long did they do this? And how many people worked on it to make? There were boxes and boxes. We talking about a whole arena full of people. And even when we were walking out, which we were like one of the last people, there was still people in there, of course, waiting in line. But they were mostly all gone, and there was still boxes and boxes of it.
And they had to keep it under wraps, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I should go over there and get pissed off at them. Like, why didn't you fucking tell me CM Punk was gonna come?
See,
It's
how
gonna
did
come back.
everybody know that he was coming back? Was it like
Because
a hope thing?
there was the rumors. There was the rumors that he's talking to this company and that he signed up, and then there were tease weekly. There would be teasing. Oh, when they announced out of the blue too, out of the blue, because they were already gonna come here, but in September, not to
Mm-hmm.
United Center though. They were gonna go somewhere else. It's gonna be this big week where they're doing 3 shows here. 2 is the tapings, and then 1 is the like their big pay per view that's like WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And they always do it here in Chicago. And that's what pissed me off because they always do this big event here in Chicago, and the guy who's from Chicago can't even fucking get to it because it always sells out because everybody and their mama around the fucking world buys tickets to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that. You know, the shit's happening in my backyard. Can't make it. Fucking sucks. So they announced we're gonna be here at the United Center, like out of the blue, and I'm like, oh shit, well we're going to that. And then next you know, right after they announced that, they're giving all these hints. They're saying stuff like best in the world and this and that. And you got wrestlers coming out with like a Cookie Monster T-shirt, which is CM Punk always joked about what his CM means, and one of the things he said is Cookie Monster. Then another week, that guy comes out with a T-shirt that says Chick Magnet. So it's like, okay, you guys are really teasing us and hinting, and they just kept going and going. And CM Punk put up this one post with just 3 dates on it, like 3 years, and it was like the years that he signed onto different corporations, and one of them was 21. He just put 21 there, and there was all these hints. So all these people were like, okay, something's gonna happen. And then the guy himself who owned the company is like, this is gonna be the biggest thing ever. You guys don't want to miss it. You're gonna love it. We're gonna change the game and blah blah blah. So everybody's like, oh shit, maybe it's actually gonna happen. So the feeling of the arena was people there, and they're like people having signs, if you don't show up we riot, welcome back CM
Mm-hmm.
Punk, this that, all this shit. People chanting CM Punk. I had this guy next to me, he's like, he's not gonna show up, you idiots. But tell me why this motherfucker was cheering his ass off when he did show up, like, okay. and and that was just the feeling. It was like, maybe he's gonna show up, we hope he's gonna show up, but we don't know if he's gonna show up, but we're hopeful he's gonna show up. And then his music hit, and then the whole place just fucking went crazy. Like,
You couldn't even hear the his theme music when everybody was screaming. It was
you couldn't.
insane.
And you hear that video, I never watched the video again until I posted it. But I guess I don't remember homegirl in front of me screaming that fucking loud. Like she was dying. Ah! Ah! So that's why I had to put that. I was like, yeah, that's not me screaming like that. Just by the way. Like, I freaked out, yes. But my shit was, I was recording at first, and it happened, and I was just like, but of course I have a mask on, so you don't see that. You just see that in my eyes. But I'm just like, because I didn't believe it. I was like, holy shit, is this really happening? Blah, blah, blah. And I think if you listen to that little clip, that was like, the whole shit was recorded. But if you listen to that little clip, I think you hear me is like, is this actually happening? Like something like that, you know? Like it finally
Mhm.
popped into me, like it's happening, it's fucking actually happening, and that's when I fucking go all fucking crazy about it. But I was just in shock at first because I was like, oh my god, I this is actually happening. I didn't think it was him. I thought they were bullshitting us, faking us, because this happened before. I remember we went to a WWE event and he was like, it was right after he left, and they played his music, but they had someone else come out and it's like, haha, psych, bitch, you know, are you gonna hurt my feelings like that? But yeah, it actually happened, and it was a great night, and something that I'm always gonna cherish, and it be, you know, I could say like I was there when he returned. It's kind of like when people say, and Chicago too, when Chris Jericho arrived, they were there
Mhm.
because he came into the WWE and it was on Chicago. It's something that I'm never gonna forget. Just like one time I went to a show and the Undertaker showed up out of nowhere, and I never thought I'd get to see the Undertaker because I wasn't around that time, you know.
Mhm.
And he just showed up, and it was like before he retired, so I got to experience that. The only thing that'll also make me blow my mind if is I'm somewhere and Stone Cold or The Rock shows up, because these are guys like past my, you know, before my time, but before I was able to go to shows. I'll lose my fucking mind if Stone Cold came out of nowhere.
I'd be like that if Goldberg showed up somewhere.
Oh yeah, I got to be at a show with Goldberg. I still love Goldberg. People dissing Goldberg because he's
I
like, oh,
love Goldberg.
he's old, and he comes in whatever, and he gets everything, blah blah. It's like I'm like, fuck, I fucking love Goldberg, man. Like, why not have Goldberg in here?
I love him. Him and Sting and Ultimate Warrior.
I got to see Sting for the first time.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because he was there. He's
Mhm.
part of AEW, and CM Punk was talking, blah blah blah, and then he calls out this one dude who called him out. And it's some young guy called Darby Allin, and Darby Allin has been paired with Sting because they're kind of the same. So he's like the new age kind of Sting kind of shit. He only
Mhm.
paints half his face, and he's real like just to himself, skater boy kind of shit, dark emo. He's a good wrestler. So they paired him with Sting, and he calls him, he talks to him, and then he like points at the rafters, right? Because that's where you know they're gonna be.
Mhm.
And the motherfuckers were like right behind us up there. So I turn up there and I just see them all the way up there and shit. And it was like, yeah, look, it's Sting. But it didn't hit me until later that show when Sting actually came out and he grabbed the mic and started talking. I was like, oh shit, I'm on a show with Sting. You
That's
know,
awesome.
I never thought I'd be able to. I never thought I'll see Sting.
Did
Who's next?
CM Punk actually fight or did he just talk?
No, no, he talked. He said what he, you know, he's back and why he left and why he's been away and why he came back. And then he said that his big match is gonna be at that, you know, All Out, which is the big pay per view that's gonna happen
Mhm.
here in Chicago, and that he's gonna fight Homeboy. But who, you know, next week he's gonna show up in the show. He said that this is the thing because he left WWE because it was unhealthy. They were making him unhealthy, and they were like, he was getting worse and worse, and they did nothing about it, and they overwork you. This is the kind of stuff that
Mhm.
I related to because that's how I feel about the last job. They
Mhm.
overwork you, and they don't care. They don't fucking give a shit about it. I've dedicated 7 years to that place. All right, 7 years, and I said I'm only gonna leave this place if I find something better or it goes down. I come to work one day and it's like there, it's not there anymore. 7 years. CM Punk left wrestling for 7 years. It was like the same thing. He comes and returns after 7 years to an organization where he said, I feel it again here. I feel
Mhm.
like people care. I feel like it's a we thing. I went to this new company because I felt it again. I met the manager, and it's this Latino guy, really cool, really friendly. We had like a 2 hour kind of 2 hour kind of interview, but it was really just 2 hours of us just chatting, getting to know each other, vibing, you know?
Mhm.
And what he was pitching and selling was they cared about their workers, and they cared about getting things right, and they cared about everything, and they want to do better and blah blah. And I really like that. And now I feel like I'm somewhere where they actually care about you, and
Mhm.
they actually want, they want it so you're being taken care of. This guy told us a story where it's like, I used to work at this warehouse and I was spit on and treated like shit. So when I became a fucking manager, I fired those assholes.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I was like, I like that. That's the kind of person I want to work with. I want to
Yeah.
work for. Plus, it always helps when they're like, hey, I will give you this much too. And I'm like, yeah.
That's how
So,
I feel too about my new job is like they really care about people and like they let you, have say so with your schedule and if you need days off, they just give them to you. My
exactly.
like the pay rate is not the greatest, but for what they're selling and giving to you, it's like worth it. And then like you have room to move up and make more money and they they want you to. They want you to move up and learn more and be more skilled and make more money and that's why that's what makes me want to get out of bed every day is to work for a company like that, not one that just works you to death.
Yeah. You don't want to go somewhere where you just feel like it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, you don't matter, it doesn't matter, and it's just there's there was chaos over there. Now they have too many contracts, not enough people, not enough experienced people, especially since they lost all the fucking people,
Mhm.
and it's still just so disorganized and whatever. And the fact that they just don't seem to care. I told you my thing about the resignation letter. Clearly, none of that
Mhm.
was spread around and told to anybody. My vacation was never approved on the system. Never. All right. It kept saying pending. If I look at it right now, it'll still say pending. It was never approved. I got lucky. I was even paid for my vacation because I was at the point where I was like, all right, fuck it. I guess I'm not getting paid for my vacation. I don't care. But I actually got paid. So thank God. But they're not on it. I don't know.
Mhm.
Just this organization. I'm now in the company where I'm with people. I'm with an old supervisor that I respect, and he knows my worth. You know, he was dying for me and LP to come over already. You know, he was dying for us to come over. Today we worked, and it was like I never done these flights, and I did them because I'm used to it and adapting to each flight, and each flight is the same thing except a little bit different. You know, we
Mhm.
did these flights like we worked there forever. But we vibe. We did it quick. We did it good. We had each other's back. That's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
I'm back with a work family, and I just hope it stays that way, and I hope it's still good. I know maybe at one point down in the future, it's gonna pick up. They're gonna get more contracts and whatnot, but hopefully they'll know how to handle it better. If this company knew how to handle so many freaking flights better, there wouldn't have been an issue. But imagine working somewhere where you're literally like, all right, you come here, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna go over here, you're gonna go over there. It's just
Organized.
disorganized like crazy. Also, and I think you remember this, I'll have to check the night before to see what I'm doing the next day.
Yeah.
You know, schedule day by day.
That's bullshit.
The fuck is that, right? It's not how it. That's not how it should be. So the best of luck to them fuckers, but I don't want to deal with that anymore, and I'm glad I don't deal with that. Just looking at them gave me anxiety, but I was finally at peace because I was like, I don't have to deal with that. But we're
Right.
getting like these stares from them. No, there's something. There's one of those guys, and this is a story. There's one of those guys, out of towners. They got some out of towners to help around, right? They're like supervisors and whatnot. There's one of them that I was told that drove by the guys at the new company, my old employees who work at this new company, and went like this, like gun motion to them. Pow, pow, pow. You know?
Oh
Drove by
wow.
and gestured gun. And they're like, what the fuck? And they don't know this guy, you know? They don't know. It's not like me driving up to be like, bang, bang, you know, fucking around with them. They know me. We cool. We from the same state and shit. This guy's from like some other state. Driving by these other guys, like he doesn't know, doing this motion to them. And then I found out that that same guy got in confrontation with someone else from my company now, and then try to get him in trouble by saying that he was carrying a knife, which is not too far fetched in that job, because a knife, like a little pocket knife that you could like, is
Mm-hmm.
very useful for anything. I used to carry one until I lost it. It's This is the kind of people that's working over there, and why is this guy starting beef with people he doesn't even know, and what for? And then I just got this, like, now I get these stares from these other people, these guys, everybody else that I used to work with, whatever, like, hey, you're over there, whatever, blah blah, that's it. But these people in management is just like, just staring you down. I'm like,
That's so petty.
it is, they're petty as fuck over there. I don't give a shit. I'm glad I don't gotta deal with their ass.
That's how I
Fuck 'em.
felt at Walmart. Like, nothing I did was good enough. I would work my ass off and give them blood, sweat, and tears, like literally. And all I got was, why aren't you doing more? And I'm like, I'm giving you all I've got. If that's not good enough, then I can't work here.
Not a thank you, no nothing, no
No, nothing.
appreciation. And it's not even like, you know that kind of sense where they give you, did they give you like an appreciation, but you're like, yeah, whatever kind of shit, they're just doing it to
They
make face or
pulled,
something.
they did this thing where they pulled all the department managers into a meeting one time and they gave us this little, a pin that went on our vest and it says, my manager appreciates me. I'm like, fuck that little pin. If you appreciate me, give me a raise. Tell me I'm doing a good job.
Right.
Something. Don't give me a pen.
Oh shit. Danny said, I was literally thinking it's turning into Walking Dead at your job. They didn't do a crucial background check, I guess. It felt like that. It feels like that. Because over there, it felt like they just hire anyone. And the people they were
Mm-hmm.
hiring are just ridiculous. Look, I understand. If you're new, then you need to get some experience and blah, blah, blah. But they were hiring people that were just not showing that kind of effort, being lazy, doing whatever they
Mm-hmm.
want. There's a lot of doing whatever you want at that place. You know, come in whenever you want it, come in late whenever you do. And I'm not one to say that I'm not guilty of that, but I was a product of that environment.
Right.
When you're doing stuff and dealing with people that's like whatever, then you become like, well, whatever, because they get to fucking do whatever, and I'm getting tired of this shit. I called off the day after the 4th of July because motherfuckers called off on the 4th of July.
Wow.
One called off, and then shortly after, someone else called off, and acting like we don't know they were like doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. And then they had me also scheduled that day to work all day. So I'm talking about like morning until evening.
Oh, fuck now.
Yeah. So I left when I usually leave, and then I didn't come the next day. They could suck a dick. And if I have to suck a whole island full of dicks for peace, I'll do it. John Cena making hits like that. That alone made me want to go watch other John Cena films that I just slacked off on, like Cock Blockers and
I want to
playing
see
with
that.
playing with fire. And now he got a new one coming out on Hulu. It's a comedy. I forgot what it's called, but it's him and this black comedian. I think he's the one in Free Guy. And it's like John Cena, but with like weird, like he got like weird hair. Just on John Cena being funny. John Cena's a pretty funny guy.
He is pretty funny. He knows how to do like comedy and stuff.
Mm-hmm. He really killed it. I love the interaction between him and what was it? Bloodstone, right? No, Bloodsport.
Let's part, yeah.
Bloodsport. I just gotta think about John Claude Van Damme. That's how I
Yep,
remember
me too.
him in Bloodsport when they're like just trying to outdo each other on kills. Beautiful.
Epic.
That movie is beautiful. Sure, I'll go see it.
Go see the Suicide Squad, people, so we can talk about it.
Yes, and theaters on HBO Max, wherever. How do you feel about Scarlett Johansson coming at Disney because they didn't uphold their part of the contract?
I think she's justified in it. You know, she was told that it was going to come out in theaters only, and then later come out to Disney Plus, and they didn't do that. They released them the same day, and that's pretty shitty,
Mhm.
especially if your income is coming from, the moviegoers.
Mhm.
So I'm totally on her side with this. Like I agree with her, and I would have done the same thing.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
I think so too. Like I
yeah.
would have I would understand if the movie was held off throughout the whole pandemic and then
Oh
it
yeah.
decided to be released, and they're like, all right, we're gonna release it here and on HBO Max. I mean, on Disney Plus, and I would think that the Disney Plus will help it too because you're actually you know paying for that. But I guess it didn't help at all. And then especially when you find out that the other movies later are just releasing in theater only, like Shang-Chi,
Mhm.
then it does become like, oh, hold on. And then her being a female led movie really brings that into play. Like, oh, did they only do this because she was female led? And word is that even Kevin Feige was kind of pissed off at Disney because they're they what's the word I'm looking for? They did his employee wrong, because Black
Mhm.
Widow, Scarlett Johansson is working for him doing this movie, and they promised him this, and then the contract, and then they didn't give it to her, and thus giving him a bad image too. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Though. You get what I'm saying, though. It was kind of
I
fucked up,
I
and
do.
I mean, I feel like the movie would have done like great in theaters. It was a fun movie. It was really good, and yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been mad at a theater run. I don't know. It's just times are different. But then if that's the case, then all the other movies should have the same kind of like if other movies still follow that same thing, then I guess you'll be like, it is what it is. It's because of this. But because her movie is singled out, and then the other movies are just straight to theater, I could see why.
Yeah. I even saw this awesome artwork that somebody did. It was like Black Widow fighting this giant Mickey Mouse. I was like, that's perfect. That's exactly what it is.
Take them out. Take them the fuck out.
I hope she wins. I really do.
If she does that'll change things in the coming future for stuff. It's kind of like when Crispin Glover did his whole thing about Back to the Future 2. That changed
Well, that was fucked
how
up. They did him wrong.
how yeah, that changed how they the screen actors or something like that. You can't use somebody's likeness or blah 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 whatever. And it's crazy, right? I grew up not knowing that was not Crispin Glover the whole time.
I thought it was him
Yeah.
forever until somebody was like, no, that was some guy wearing a prosthetic nose, and Crispin Glover took offense to that. Or
I
like
mean,
Val Kilmer. They just never asked him to be Batman again.
did you see his documentary though?
I haven't seen it yet. I heard it's really sad.
Yeah, I remember when you asked me, and I'm like, nah, man. I mean, it's sad, but then it's like lively, whatever. Nah, man, it gets sad though. But then it's lively. It's a mix. It's like sad but lively, but
I
it's
don't have
sad overall.
Amazon Prime right now, so I can't watch it.
It's sad overall. That guy is. I didn't know he was doing like a Mark Twain kind of thing.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like apparently before the throat cancer, he was doing a Mark Twain one man show
Oh, wow.
and killing it. And then he got hit with a throat cancer.
I saw he was trying to do stand up, and he was pretty funny from what I
Mhm.
saw, but it was so sad because he was using that voice box.
Mhm. No, I didn't know he was such. He is funny. Like I'm telling you, cause when I tell you, like even though the cards were dealt, he still shows a lot of life.
Right.
I had no idea Val Kilmer was so much of. I don't know if it was like. Did you see videos of him back then and stuff like that? But recently, especially, he dresses up very colorful and cool
Hmm.
and shit like that, and he's always like cracking jokes and being very humorous and lively. And you're like, damn, this is Val Kilmer, yo. Val Kilmer is fucking cool as shit.
And he lives
And
here in New Mexico.
look at that. I think he owns land. No, he owned the land. I think he sold it. Go visit him.
I should. He lives up
Go
in
visit him.
Santa Fe. It's not far from here.
There you go. You know where he lives.
It's like 4 hours from
You
here.
know where he lives. I know where CM Punk lives.
Go to his house.
I should
Go eat
just
ice
camp out
cream with
there.
him.
Camp out there. Hey man, let me get some more ice cream bars. Let me get some free tickets to the next show. I know where he lives. I know where you live, punk. Damn, they're gonna put like a restraining order on me.
You can't go to any more shows.
Ah shit. But the shows you could keep coming to is right here at the Machine Room Podcast. Wait, we should talk about this because my schedule is gonna be like fucking different. So I don't know. I don't know. We might discuss a new day, maybe. I don't know. If
Maybe.
you,
I work a different shift too, so I may have to work Sundays
yeah,
sometimes.
we're gonna have to like find out. Like I said, right now so far, my Mondays and Thursdays are early days. But I hear that in the winter, I'm gonna have so much time because one of the flights don't come. So I'll just be doing like a flight a day, maybe. Which to me, it's funny because I say like, man, we're not gonna get a lot of hours, and then to me it's like, woo, we're not gonna get a lot of hours. Like it doesn't affect me, Like I don't need the crazy amount of hours. Does that make sense? I know there's people out there who like need to work like 2 or 3
Oh, I
jobs,
don't
blah blah.
care. I'd rather have a part-time job. I like
Exactly, like
my freedom more than anything.
exactly.
I don't understand these people that are like, we have a thing at work called EL, which means early leave, and it means that we have too many people online at one time to take calls, so there's like too much dead air.
Hmm.
So they'll offer early leave for some people, and I always jump on that shit. I'm like, fuck yeah, or I'll get like an early lunch, and I'll get like a 2 or 3 hour lunch. I'm like, hell yeah. And then there's people that are like, I'm not taking that shit. I need my 40 hours. I'm like, y'all are slaves.
You know what? I welcome those people. You know why? Because they could work those fucking jobs.
Yep.
Those people that want all those hours, you're free to take them.
Yeah, take
All
them.
of them. I don't give a shit.
I feel like
I,
at the end of the Hulk, when he's like, take it all.
yeah. I just want the bare minimum and just
Hmm.
be happy. You know?
That's me.
Just
I'm
couple here and there and I'm good. I can do other shit.
I applied to work at a local dispensary here, and I thought it'd be a cool way to help people because
Send me shit.
yeah, send you weed.
Hell yeah.
Um, it's a cool way to help people in a sense of like medical
Weed.
marijuana is given to people that need it for particular reasons.
I need it.
So yeah, but if they only offer me part time, that's perfect for me because I'd be able to do whatever I want, sleep in, come to work late,
Smoke
do
weed.
my shit. Yep, smoke weed, tell people what it tastes like. Oh, this one's great. It's got some earthy tones. This purple
Exactly.
sticky.
You gotta know the product, right, to sell the product.
Yeah, you do. And when I go to the dispensary, I ask this question. It's like, what's this one like? Is it strong? Is it a head rush kind of feeling? Is it your whole body? People need to know those things, and I want to smell. I want to sell them weed,
The funniest thing is when you go to a sex toy shop and you see people selling the products.
and they know them.
That is the most entertaining thing to me. It'll be the freaking woman talking to another woman. It's like, yeah, look, I use this plenty of times. It gives me a great sensation, blah blah. and I'm just like at the other end of the room with like whoever I'm with, and I'm just like, you know, laughing like it's just hilarious. They're holding up a fucking dildo or vibrator, just like,
Yep.
yeah, I love this product. You'll get the greatest sensation. I use this sometimes. Like, okay,
That,
honey, now I know what you do in your spare time.
exactly.
Do you think they even go like, look, look, you want me to demonstrate for you? Just right there. Oh man, I should go to a sex shop again just to hear conversations.
We went when I first turned 21 and we just giggled at everything.
Like
And
Beavis
then
and
it
Butt
was,
It.
yeah, exactly. Just pointing at shit and laughing and then leaving.
You think there's a qualification to work there? Okay, how many times do you masturbate a day? And do you use any of these products on the table?
Probably. When I was on unemployment, they tried to get me to apply at a sex shop. And I was like, no, 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 no. And they're like, why? Why not? It's retail. I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's gross. I wouldn't want to touch. I'd be like constantly Purelling my hands.
I love how they say it's retail. What?
I was like, technically, yes, but I'm not doing that.
What do you do for a living? I sell sex toys.
Yeah, all day
Dildos,
long.
vibrators, lotions, cock rings,
Hmm. Did
such.
Speaking of which, did you ever watch that show Undressed on MTV?
Yeah, where Tommy showed up in it.
Yeah, and they were trying to. His girl was trying to get him to wear a cock ring. That was the best shit ever. Cause it was like, okay, I understand that he's trying to do more grown up shit, but this is like throwing him into a whole other world of
He's,
acting.
he's it was super like there was not even a transitioning period. It was just like
Uh-uh.
Power Rangers undressed.
And he was on there for like a good, handful of episodes.
Can you imagine? I was just like I was just watching, and it was late night too. So I'm just
Yep,
like
late at
whatever. I
night.
go, and then I go on MTV, and I'm like Tommy in bed with another girl. Then I hear
Yep.
the conversation. This is like about sex and whatnot. I'm like, the fuck?
I love that show. I used to watch. They used to do these weekend where like the whole weekend they would just play Undressed, and I would watch it like the whole entire weekend. And my favorite was always when Tommy was on there.
Not look, Danny right here didn't know that it existed. It existed,
You,
and
I think you can find it on YouTube.
oh, find it.
I used to be able to find some old episodes on like a video podcast. I don't know if they're still there, but it's definitely worth watching.
And Danny said no one ever brought that up in meet and greets. I should have brought that up. I should no in the future if Jason David Frank ever comes around here, I'm gonna go to that panel. I'm gonna go to that fucking mic. Be like, oh hi, yeah, my name is Xavier Nazario, a longtime fan. Love you and Power Rangers. But I need to know. Can you tell me your experience while working on the series MTV Undressed?
I gotta
Were you
know.
naked on the covers?
Yes,
The girls here want to know. And then you can hear the woo. Can you get undressed for everybody right now?
right now. I'm gonna see them abs.
Oh man, he's the
Try
coolest
to
guy though.
try to
Real
find
nice.
like an old VHS copy of MTV Undressed and see if you can get it autographed by him.
Right? That's what you do. You don't even lead. You don't even like lead up to it. You just go like, "Hey, how you
Yeah.
doing? Yeah, you want to sign an autograph? Yeah, right here. Boom." And it's like VHS copy of Undressed with him on the cover or something.
With
You're
the
like, oh,
cock ring.
okay. It's just like I'll take a still frame picture of of an episode and fucking
Just hold it
laminate
up.
it.
Hold it
Here.
up and get a picture with them.
Yeah.
Go watch Undressed, people. It'll blow your mind.
Oh shit, that was crazy. That was something. You got to be fearless like Ari Shafar when asking. Does that name sound familiar?
Is a comedian?
Is that the one from like Parks and Rec? No.
No, that's
Oh wait, no, that's
the
the one
Indian
that was
guy.
in that movie. In an appropriate comedy.
I think so.
Oh man, I watched that one night. That shit was hilarious, and I always wanted to see it. It is so funny, so fucked up. You thought the other movie 43, was funny and fucked up?
Yes.
This one is funny and more fucked up.
Wow.
Way more fucked up. All directed by that ShamWow dude.
I love that guy. Trust
It's
me, you're gonna
so.
love my nuts.
I think the funniest shit, my favorite, was that dude, because he was the. Instead of the amazing race, the amazing racist. And then instead of like Jackass, it was a show called Blackass.
Nice.
It was so good. It's like on Tubi or Pluto, so it's 100% free.
Mhm.
I definitely I definitely recommend it. That shit blew my mind how crazy, fucked up, stupid funny it was. Sometimes you need that, you know.
Yeah, you do.
Sometimes you need that. So we gotta
I
stop
need
taking.
that.
Yeah, we gotta
I need
stop taking
I need
shit.
a laugh.
We gotta stop taking shit so fucking seriously.
Danny says, "Well, Jason David Frank is going to be at Power Morphicon next year, so I got time to get that undressed VHS tape." Me
Look
too.
for it.
Google
Look
that
for it.
shit.
You find that dude. You have him sign it. You take a picture and then you show us.
Make him sign the cock ring.
Because
Can I get your autograph on this, please?
he's probably gonna beat your ass, man.
Because he's trying to be like all professional and like a family man and shit now, and he wears suits, and you show up with that tape and the cock ring.
He's probably like, I don't want to talk about undress.
Best show ever.
That blew my mind. I think the person he was with too was someone else. Who was it?
For what?
For that undress, like who he was paired up
Oh,
with.
she was cute. I remember that.
It was always great back then when. It was always great back then when you saw like Power Rangers doing something else
Mm-hmm.
and stepping outside the box. Like in Cabin in the Woods, the girl. You ever seen Cabin in the Woods?
Of course.
The girl who goes and makes out with that fucking bust or whatever of the
Mm-hmm.
deer head or some shit. She was a Power Ranger.
Oh shit. I didn't know that.
So, see that movie where she's playing this slut skank, and then she's making out with this dude. I'm like, oh yeah, my dreams have come true.
It was always great to see them in other shit because it was like they're adults and they're doing adult shit. They're not on a kid show anymore.
That's what that's what most strive to do, especially like Disney Channel kids and Nickelodeon
Yeah.
kids. They're
Oh
always
yeah.
trying to get.
I saw the chick that was Clarissa Explains It All.
Uh huh.
She was on Hell's Kitchen last week with this dress that showed her tits. I was like, wow,
Ooh.
she grew up.
Wait, Melissa Joan Hart?
Oh yeah, and her sister
Oh.
on Hell's Kitchen. Hot.
Okay.
I was like, Clarissa
Okay.
grew the fuck up.
Clarissa can explain it all.
All night long.
I found something that's just like a music video, I guess, to the undress. It's just like all over the place. At one point, he looked like he's a fucking green. He like in Green Ranger attire.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. Like, look at this. It's like Green Ranger attire. This guy just
Yep.
the Green Ranger
Just without the hair. He had cut
and
his hair off.
undressed. He got tired of Kimberly's shit. Went out with some other girl, and she was all like, "Wear a cock ring for me." Everybody wanted to be Thomas.
That's the whole thing too.
That's the whole thing. That's the real. That's the true story right there. You got it. Undress is just Tom Lee dealing with the breakup with Kimberly.
Yep.
It's a whole side story. Nothing to do with actually fighting putties and Rita and them. He was just doing his own thing. He was doing his own thing.
What was the guy that was the Black Ranger after everybody left and went to this peace conference?
Yeah.
He was the Frog Ninja or whatever. What was that movie he was in? It's like badass kung fu and stuff.
Oh, you're talking about the one that replaced the Black Ranger.
Yes.
Um, the one I got.
Yeah. Johnny Young Bosch. Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Young Bosch. He was in. There's this one called Broken Path that he just like is just beginning to end fighting. There's another one called Extreme Heist. That's even more low budget, but it has some great fight. Cause the stunt team behind that was the stunt team that worked on the fucking Power Rangers, and they're also the ones that do the freaking Japanese shows.
Mm-hmm.
So their fights were fucking grade A, you know.
For sure.
But yeah, that one Broken Path, that one was just like all fucking all out and just fighting
It
and
was
blood and all that
brutal.
shit. It was
It reminded me of Ung Bak.
yeah, it was
Very
something
brutal.
that's I don't know why there's something that's not more out there, you know? Like people are not why isn't it like anywhere?
Right.
Prime, Hulu, Netflix. You would think these movies will at least get some plays somewhere.
Netflix or something.
Getting slept on. That's the thing that these guys have so much potential. You would think it's funny because we talk about legends like Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, Jet
Mm-hmm.
Li, Jackie Chan, blah blah blah, and then if you
Sonny
think
Chiba.
about it, Jason David Frank is kind of on that list. If you,
Oh
if
yeah.
yeah,
Especially when he did UFC.
yeah,
That dude can fight.
but it's a different kind of list where it's like he didn't go off and do movies and whatnot. This is just a guy who is like we grew up with him.
Mm-hmm.
Our movies were all these episodes, and he was the guy, you
Yep.
know. And not to bash anybody else on that list because you know I think Austin St. John is fucking great too,
Yep.
and everybody else Johnny Yambosh. But this
Mm-hmm.
is the guy who was like, you know, the Michael Jordan of Power Rangers. So he's definitely someone that's on that list, and definitely someone that I believe should have had like more opportunities like crazy. You know, now he's doing movies, but they're not low budget, but they're not of Hollywood. They're just like
Right.
fan made, kind of. You think, or they're like funded by fans. You know,
Didn't he make a movie with his brother before he died?
he. I don't remember if he did a movie with his brother. I know he had his brother on his show.
Right.
He had his brother on Power Rangers before he died. So he always says how that like that was like one of the most special parts of doing Power Rangers. But now he's doing a movie, and it actually has Mark Costco in it. What the fuck?
Oh shit.
And this one's funded by fans and is made by the Bat and the Sun, and those guys like really do real good fucking little shorts and shit on
Yeah, the
YouTube.
Batman is awesome.
Yeah, so so he's gonna do the thing, but you know you still feel like he should got up there somewhere. You know, at least on the level of like straight to video. You can imagine a movie where you got like Jason David Frank, and then you also got him paired up with Scott Atkins. You know, Scott
Mm-hmm.
Atkins does a lot of fucking great martial art movies. I would say Jean Claude Van Damme, but those two beef,
Oh, they
and
don't like each other.
yeah, you know, they don't like each other at all. So let's not do that because I feel like Jason David Frank might kill Jean Claude, and I don't want that. Um, but yeah, this is some guy who should be up there, but ironically is on that top tier because he's someone we grew up to. So you know, you got people probably like, oh, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jason David Frank. You know, like he's one of those
Yeah,
guys like, oh, you can't beat JDF unless you're Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee will fuck him up.
probably.
Unless you're Quentin Tarantino and believe that Bruce Lee was just a cocky little prick. He probably was. I
No,
don't know.
he's cocky because he had the skill.
I just don't think Brad Pitt could beat Bruce Lee.
I don't either.
But in the context of that movie, I get it. You know, it's just it's funny because he's supposed to be like that great. You know, that guy's supposed to be like, oh, he's so badass. that he even took on Bruce Lee kind of shit.
Right. That
He
movie
fucked
was
those
bullshit though.
he fucked those girls up at the end
It's all about feet.
though. JDF all day. Shout out to the Legend of the White Dragon is what the movie they're doing.
There you go.
There you go. But we're gonna have to call this short, not even short anymore. We went longer, but you know what? That's okay because we owe it to you guys. We've been
Yep.
gone for a minute, and quite frankly, me and her, we haven't caught up that much, and we're here chilling. I remember I came home and I'm just like fucking, I'm dead tired, but chilling with you guys and talking woke me up a little bit. But now that's starting to set in again. But I have to say, even though I'm tired, I had a better day today than I had in a long time at the other place.
That's
You know what I'm
good.
saying? And that's good. And I have to say, if anything, if you feel like you're in any environment that you don't want to keep sticking with, just get out somehow. Get out. There's other ways for me to have got out or whatever. Or, but like I said, I was either gonna stay there until an opportunity presented itself, or it was gonna go under. An opportunity finally presented itself, and now I'm a little bit more hopeful right now until say this company will be a piece of shit. Because I remember I got into the last company because I hated U-Haul.
It's true. I remember that.
Yeah, and then I got into that one. It was like great, and then it became fucking bitchy. But it wasn't as bad as it was now. You know,
That's
that's
what's
this.
funny because that's kind of like a time frame of how long that we've been friends for.
Mm-hmm.
Because we started talking and hanging out online when you worked at U-Haul. So I was there for like all those transitions and even now. So it's really cool to see all that.
It's really cool to see me go through all these damn jobs.
Before we go, we should tell the people of how I got a scare that I thought tonight's episode was going to be the last.
Yeah, because I tell.
So,
Go ahead.
so Nas texts me. He says, "Alrighty, so my new job will consist of me being there later than my older schedule. So far, though, it seems Monday and Tuesdays I only do one flight and leave early as fuck. Otherwise, I'm always out at 8 p.m. and won't be home till 9 p.m. So I said, "Oh wow, so we can go on later." He says, "Guess 10 p.m. then." I said, "Yes." He says, "Cool, because it might be my final stream for that room." So in my mind, I'm thinking he's abbreviating machine room to just room, and it's gonna be his last show ever. So I said, "Why?" I'm like starting to panic. And he says, "Because I've been moving in with Rosio, slowly have been, and my desk is all set up for here." And so then it took me, it was like 10 minutes. It took me to click. And I said, "So you mean your last from your mom's house?" He's like, "Bingo." It's like, oh, I'm stupid.
She literally
So,
thought I was like, I
go,
thought you meant the last room. I was like, no. I turned to Mark Barber. What? No.
so
I'm
yeah, it
just
was a total
saying.
blonde moment.
Yeah, I'm just saying that this is probably the last from this room here, as stated in that very, very well described text. Clearly, I did that. I'll. I'm thinking like finally taking this over to the new spot and have everything situated over there. So
Mhm.
future installments will involve the new place. So I remember telling you it's like I just wanted to have like a real nice background because you know it matters to me having a nice little background
Right.
and shit. Even though this is not as good as it used to be, but you know something in the background.
I'll wait in
Um,
the winter until I get the fireplace going, and I'm gonna have that behind me. It's gonna look sexy
ooh,
as fuck.
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The next thing you
Fireplace in
know,
my room.
yes. Is that your room?
Yeah, it's in my
You got a
room.
fireplace in your room?
Yeah, I also got stairs.
Why you bougie as fuck?
So there's stairs in my room. It goes up to my bed.
You bougie as
There's my
fuck.
bed, and I've got two TVs in here. One big, one small.
You bougie as hell.
Yep, all day long.
You also drink water with your hand.
I do if I'm in the bathtub.
That's cool. That's cool. We working on our bougie room too. We working on a bougie. We finally installed the freaking projector to the actual ceiling.
I saw
So we
that.
legit now.
Looks sexy as fuck.
Yeah, now we got that, and wait until we get that whole shit set up. It's gonna be exciting. Like I'm actually excited. I'm actually excited to get myself over there to get our place together and being part of that family. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like I'm excited. It's gonna be good, and we've made a lot of trips to IKEA and
Nice. That's
and
my favorite.
Lowe's.
Is there an
Yes,
IKEA there?
yeah.
Oh, nice.
There's IKEA here. It's a drive, but it's not that long of a drive from like her. It's a drive, but we don't mind because it's a fun. It's a nice little drive and shit.
IKEA's awesome though. Like,
Yeah,
I don't care
IKEA is
where I am,
awesome.
I'm going there.
IKEA is awesome. Not building it is not awesome to me. She loves it.
I love it too.
She loves building that shit. But yeah, we got two new desks, so that's where our computer's gonna be. Hers is already there, but she barely needs it anymore because she got a laptop from work, so that's where she
Oh,
mostly does
nice.
everything. But still, the computer is still good and necessary in case, we PC game because she would like
Mhm.
to do that too. I put my computer there, and it's in the same room with the projector, so there's the projector there. And now we just gotta work on what's on the other side. There's a TV where they used to watch TV, but it's only used for her brother to play games. So we can move that TV somewhere over there, and then that back is where we want this shelf that I saw at IKEA, and it's like boxes.
Yeah.
So in those shelves, that's where I want to push it.
I got a
Um,
little one like that holds my TV up.
yes, like that,
Just
exactly,
that. Yeah. And I got my Xbox and my PlayStation there.
exactly. So that is what I want, but it's a real big one with a whole bunch of shit, and have that in my background from the computer.
That'll look awesome.
Yeah, really. It's
Plus,
it.
we've already talked about after our 100th episode, we're going to reformat the podcast. So it's
That's
going to look
right.
and feel different, have a new logo.
Mhm. I'm gonna
Hopefully, we'll
be
have more guests.
I'm gonna be a CGI character.
Yeah.
I'm getting a
Just
whole mocap suit,
an
and I'm just gonna
avatar.
be a CGI character. We're gonna be like the gorillas,
Yes.
the gorillas of podcast.
Or Death Clock.
Deathlock, yes. We're just gonna be animated characters,
Hmm.
and we're gonna just erase this from existence, so you'll never know who we are.
Yep. Like it never happened.
Yep. But the day that we do that, the following day, I'm just gonna say, yeah, that was me. Because I love attention, and why should I hide from the world? And then somehow we're gonna get JDF on the fucking episode and talk about undressed.
Yes. And his giant cock ring.
Mm-hmm. So I know we got you here, JDF, to talk about Mighty Morphin Power Ranger and your time there, but tell us about your cock ring and undressed.
Did it fit? Was it too
Did it
tight?
fit? Huh? You're not sure? Funny enough, we have a bunch of assortment cock rings right here. Go ahead and try one of these and tell us how it is. That's how we turn into Howard Stern.
Exactly. I was just thinking that. And I'll just sit in a
Hmm.
booth and laugh for no reason.
Yeah, yeah, you be my Robin Givens. Though I heard that he calmed down now, like he actually just has like real deep, intimate conversations with his guests.
Yeah.
He doesn't go so crazy like he used to back in the days. Like, show me your boobs and fucking do a pussy fart for me. He doesn't do anything like that.
I saw my first trans person on the Howard Stern show.
Oh yeah?
I was like, what the hell? And I was just blown away. I was like, that's pretty awesome to
Yeah,
expand.
I didn't know he calmed down. I thought he was still crazy out there and shit. But I heard him on Conan O'Brien's podcast, and that's what he was talking about. And it was actually a conversation between both of them too. It was just a deep
Hmm.
conversation between him and Conan, and that's all he does. He just likes to have real deep conversation, intimate conversations and whatnot. And it's not deep and intimate like, do you do 69 or anything like that. It's just like deep conversations about you and yourself and your past and your future and all that stuff. Just conversations you'll have with your closest friends or whatnot.
Hmm.
I should say your closest friends because most of us, our conversation with our closest friends is some stupid fucked up shit and being assholes to each other.
Of course.
Your bestest friend is the one you're being the most asshole to.
That's true. I'm gonna start calling you slut and whore a lot.
I'll be fine with that.
But you know what other podcast you can find is this one right here on
Bam!
Google Podcast, also on Audible, Amazon, Apple, Spreaker, TuneIn.
Everywhere podcasts can
Everywhere.
be found. We should
Anywhere
have
that
like
matters.
abundance of fucking listens from just collection of everywhere we're at.
But I totally stand against iHeartRadio because they weren't nice to us at the Gorilla Joe podcast.
Yeah, fuck them.
So we're like, fuck those guys.
Fuck them. They don't throw nice concerts anyway.
No, they don't. And they made Green Day mad.
They did make Green Day mad. Is that the one that was like, no, fuck this, we still got time and shit like that?
Yeah, they cut their time down to like a minute and they still had songs left. And he was like, fuck you.
Don't fuck with Green Day, man.
That little dude is mean.
It did fucking piss off Green Day. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
So fuck iHeartRadio.
Fuck iHeartRadio. But the moment iHeartRadio is like, oh yeah, we'll pay you this much to be nice.
I'd be the biggest sellout.
Right away. Just listen to us purely on iHeartRadio. Yeah.
I'd come on camera wearing like a all ruby suit.
Yup.
Like Pee Wee Herman.
Go to all their freaking live concert streams and introducing everybody. Yeah, welcome to iHeartRadio. We're the Machine Room Podcast, and here's Ariana Grande. I love Ariana Grande. It's the greatest songs ever and shit. We'll be there acting like we fucking know the songs and fucking
like
dancing with them and shit. Getting all
I
crazy.
I have no shame in my selloutness.
No shame at all. Money is money, people. We sell out for the best of them. We sell out for the best of them. And I hope you sell out for us. Here in the Machine Room Podcast, you can find us on Twitter at Real Machine Room, on fucking YouTube at Real Machine Room, and also Facebook, Real Machine Room. We don't mention the Instagram because we can't get into it.
We broke it.
We broke it at all, but it's okay. You don't need that. Twitter mostly. And if there's anything you want us to discuss, hit us up on Twitter, Real Machine Room. For those watching us right here on YouTube, the three of you, thank you for watching us. And as always, to know when to catch us, follow us on Twitter at the Real Machine Room. Like I said, our schedules are changing, and with that, probably our schedule of Machine Room Podcast would change. But I can guarantee you, even if we're not here every week, we will always be here. We will always return someday, somehow. And we will always be grateful if you join us. I'd like to give a shout out to Spendog, Cutwest, and Danny, because those are the only names I saw here today in the chat room. Thank you guys for showing up, chilling with us, and having a ball. Until next time.
The show don't quit.
Yeah. I don't know what you just said. I just heard quit.
The show don't quit.
The show don't quit. That's our new t-shirt. We're going to put that on there. Machine Room Podcast. In the back it says the show
Best
don't
in
quit.
The world.
Best in the world. And they get sued by CM Punk. Thank you, everybody. Good night. I think I got to poop. How do you play this shit? How do you play an outro? Thank you. Good night. Those not watching,